Hi, I'm Kaylee, and today I'm doing the Plan With Me book tag. This tag was created by What's My Page Again, but I actually saw it on the Book Fairies channel, so I will leave a link to their channel down below. In case you didn't know, Books for MKs is a charity that donates books to missionary kids. If you want to donate to the kids, you can donate at gofundme.com. There's a link down in the description, and there's a button at the end of this video where you can donate to the kids. And let's get straight into the questions of this tag. So these questions are supposed to be like things that you would put in your planner or things that you would put in your schedule, and then you find a book that mimics that or correlates in some way. The first one is Payday, a book that you would buy right now. For this, I had to choose, well, not just one book, but an entire collection. There is a New York Review children's collection. I own a few of them, but I have my eye on all the rest. They're beautiful children's classics, and they're just so beautifully bound with like this red cloth on the sides, and they're just so pretty. I just wish I had them all. The next one is Pay a Bill, and you have to show a book that you would get rid of right now. For this one, it's kind of difficult because last year I did quite a large book unhaul, and I got rid of a lot of books that I was like, I am never gonna read this. I should just get rid of it. So most of the books that I have now are really not books that I would get rid of, at least until I've read it. But one that I'm sort of, am I gonna read this? Am I not? I don't know, is Odd Magic. This is by Patricia McKillip. Never read anything by her before. I think I just picked this up for like 50 cents at a yard sale or something. It does have a really interesting looking cover, but I'm just not sure if this is really gonna be a book that I'm really gonna care about. If you've read it, please leave me a comment down below and let me know, did you like it, or should I just take a pass on that one? Next is A Doctor's Appointment, and you have to share a book that makes you feel better when you are down. This is always The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I think because the character in The Secret Garden, Colin, is sick, and a lot of it is just in his head, and he basically believes that he can be well and heals himself. So whenever I'm sick, I always turn to The Secret Garden, first of all, just because it's a favorite book and because I enjoy reading it, and also because all of that positivity that Colin has about his health makes me feel like I can get well, I can be healed. Next is A Meeting, a book that you felt obliged to read because of the hype. This is, there's quite a lot of books that I read just because everybody else loves it, so maybe I'll try it. But one of these that came to mind was The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So many people talked about it, and so many people recommended it to me, and I finally read it, and I was really sad that I loved it so much, and then I loved the second book. And where is that third book? Where is Doors of Stone? Why, Patrick Rothfuss? He always leaves you on this horrible cliffhanger, and it's just, oh, how many years now have we been waiting for Doors of Stone to be published? How many years? Like 12 years. I just wish that I hadn't started it until all of them were published. When I first read it, I thought it was a standalone, so I did not realize what I was getting into. Next is A Lunch Date, a book or series that you fell in love with because a friend recommended it to you. For this, I have Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. My sister insisted that I had to read this, and so I read it and I loved it, and I completely fell in love with the whole Ender's series. I think I've read up through the third book now, so I'm still reading through. They can be emotionally draining to read because there's so much in there. So I'm just kind of spreading them out, like one a year, and I think I'm good. Next is The Work Week, a book that was hard to get through. Most recently, I read through Barnaby Rudge by Charles Dickens, and it was like pulling teeth to get through this book because I hated it so much. Usually I love Dickens. I mean, Dickens is my wheelhouse, you know? But Barnaby Rudge and I just did not get along. Gym Day, a book that gets your heart pumping because it's such an exciting page turner. For this, I chose The Scarlet Pimpernel by Baroness Emuska Orczy. The Scarlet Pimpernel is about an English spy who goes over to Paris during the French Revolution and saves, people from the guillotine. And so it is just every minute is full of suspense, and you just never know what's going to happen next. Date Night, a book with your favorite romantic couple. This is, without a doubt, All the Time, John Thornton and Margaret from North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. John Thornton is my soulmate. And if you want to know why, I will link you to my video about my 5 favorite classic heroes because John Thornton tops that list forever. He is better than Mr. Darcy. He's my soulmate. I just love him. Vacation, a book or series you would want to binge on if you had all the time in the world. Most recently, I've been thinking about rereading through Jenny Nimmo's Charlie Bone series. There are 8 books in the series, and I would love to just sit down and just read like one a day for 8 days and do nothing else but read Charlie Bone. The To-Do List, a book that you have been meaning to get to, but you never seem to have time for. For this, I choose James Fenimore Cooper's The Last of the Mohicans. I have it on my shelves, and I keep thinking, oh, I should really read that. A good old-fashioned classic adventure, and I just never do. I never get around to it. I actually have a bunch of James Fenimore Cooper's books, and I just never read them. And that is the Plan With Me book tag. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what would you have answered for these questions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.